Hi everyone, I would like to welcome you to the Biomedical Engineering Info Session. My name is Julie Alley and I work with the marketing team at BCIT. I'd like to ask that you please be on mute and like to let you know that everyone will receive the slide deck and a link to the recording next week. So there's no need to take screenshots or rush to write anything down. You will get this in your email. Before we get started, the British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam. I'd like to now pass it over to Anthony Chan, our program head.
Okay, thank you, Julie. I hope everyone can hear me loud and clear. So before we start, I'd like to start the poll question so that people can let us know a little bit about what you know about biomedical engineering. The first question is, what is the primary role of biomedical engineering technologists working in the hospital?
It's showing up, it's 50% said ensure safe use of medical equipment, 25% said evaluate new medical equipment, and 25% said repair medical equipment.
Okay, so what should be the answer, you think? So actually, it's everything, right? All the answers are correct answers. So biomedical engineering technologists working in the hospital will repair equipment, evaluate equipment, and ensure safe use of medical equipment. That's all correct. Actually, later we'll elaborate more on that. Do we have another question, Julie?
No, that's it for our questions today. We do have a video that you would like us to share.
Today we're here at VGH and we will be testing out the hyperbaric chamber and checking the ventilator that's within the hyperbaric chamber and making sure that the oxygen levels as well as the CO2 levels are normal. So as a biomedical engineering technologist, you're involved in the life cycle of medical devices. So that involves the acquisition and procurement of new devices, as well as new device testing and making sure they're all ready to go. I love my job because every day is different. Medical device technology is always changing and evolving. It's really exciting to be able to work with so many different types of technology. Being able to work on devices like this is really interesting.
So the Biomedical Engineering program at BCIT is a 2-year diploma program, and we teach them all the basics that they need to know to be able to look after medical devices. What we do is we teach them the basic building blocks that all medical devices are made from. Once they have an understanding of the building blocks, then they can figure out any device that they've never seen before. They can handle anything.
My name is Emily Lankhorst. I'm a graduate of the Biomedical Engineering program at BCIT. I work as a post-market quality engineer at Stryker. I'd had a previous experience in university. I did an arts degree, and I guess I just felt like I wasn't really set up to find a job after that. But coming to BCIT, just the work placements, the industry connections, the hands-on lab experience, I just really felt like BCIT offered the technical skills that I needed to be able to work right away. Thanks to BCIT, I have a really rewarding career that's just full of possibilities and opportunities for the future to grow, develop, keep learning, and keep working in a really cool, field of healthcare.
This video is on the Biomedical Engineering Technology BCIT website. So in case you want to look at it again or show it to your friends, your other people interested, feel free to do so. So biomedical engineering technology. So what is this? It's applying science and engineering to healthcare and the medical device industry. So the field of biomedical engineering is very broad, right? If you go to UBC, probably you'll look at the curriculum. They have a lot of courses in genetic, microfluidic, biomaterials, and tissue engineering, etc. So the field is very broad. You have to figure out what you are really interested to do. or if you are just want to get into something very general, basic, you can go to any of the university. But at BCIT, our diploma program is focused in medical device technology. What is medical device? What is medical device technology? I'll talk about it a little bit more later on. But our program is a 2-year full-time diploma program compared to universities 4 or 5 years as a bachelor degree program. We have a lot other than lectures. We have labs, we have capstone projects that try to get you the knowledge as well as to reinforce the practical hands-on skills that you have. And at the very end, we have, as many of the BCIT program, we have practicum, a 5-week practicum, which every student will be posted in a in an industry setting like a hospital or a company. And as well as throughout the entire curriculum, we arrange guest lectures, guest speakers, as well as field trips that give you hands-on learning in the working environment. Some background information about our program. Our first graduating class is in 1969. So 69, that's not a typo. Actually, our program is now the oldest program, technology program, biomedical engineering technology program in Canada. And our first graduating class is 1969, which means that our program started in 1967. And we are nationally accredited, which is important because your credential that you gain from this program will be recognized across Canada, as well as recognized in some countries that has the mutual agreement with Canada. 45%, about 40% of students are straight from high school. So if you graduate fresh from high school, that's great. You can get in right away. If you have a number of post-secondary years of education, we have many students that has a degree or a couple of years from colleges or universities. And also about 40% are female students. Compared to a lot of engineering programs, for example, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, you may find only a few students, maybe less than 10% of female students. The career biomedical engineering, especially the grads that can find work after our program, these jobs are very suitable for either male or female students. Also, we encourage students to use the capstone project to enter into engineering design competition. And over almost every year in recent years, our student has been winning awards, competing with university graduates and other engineering programs. And over 90% of biomedical engineering technologists working in BC hospitals are graduated from our program. And there are also many working in the medical device industry. Okay, so I guess, well, there's it's not actually, the slide's not actually updated properly.
Okay, so we're going to pass it up to Catherine.
Yeah, Kathleen, yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Anthony. Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine, and I'm currently a second-year BMet student, BCIT. And like a lot of people, I think after high school, I took 4 years to get a Bachelor of Science in Biology and was kind of left with few job opportunities in my field of interest. So after learning about biomedical engineering, it seemed like a perfect fit. It combined my passions of biological science and helping people, and showed me how satisfying it can be to kind of take a broken device, fix it, and then send it back out to help people again. Most importantly, this program has a goal to see you employed after the 2 years are over. So through this kind of summer student experience that you have the opportunity to be a part of and the practicum, you get to experience what the job is going to be like, and also get to network with other biomeds who have graduated from actually BCIT, as Anthony mentioned, just years prior. So a little bit about the program. If you're like me, you might be worried about kind of falling behind your classmates. I know from my high school experience, there was basically nothing taught about electrical engineering or engineering of any kind. But the courses at BCIT are well suited for students from all sorts of different backgrounds and specialties. I know we had, like, there's quite a few biology majors. There was a mechatronics, a couple of like arts degrees, but they really make sure to start teaching from the beginning of a topic. So even if you have no experience whatsoever, you can definitely succeed. Finally, what I really liked about BCIT was the small class sizes compared to other undergraduate places. Like I went to Simon Fraser, and you really get to get close to your classmates and your teachers and really help each other out. There's no sense of trying to outcompete each other. You're all there helping each other out to succeed. And I know I've made friends here that'll definitely last me for a lifetime. And of course, even if you're busy with courses, there's still campus life. BCIT has a good pub. After maybe Anthony's class, you can head to the pub afterwards, or go to the gym, relax a little bit, and still have fun at class. And so yeah, after everything here, I really recommend biomedical engineering. It's really expanded my interests, and I'm excited to start my career later this year, hopefully. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kathleen. I think Kathleen will still stick around, and in case you have any question later, you can ask her directly. As you may have picked up from what Kathleen talked about, right? If you have interest in healthcare, if you are inclined in technical area, and if you want to use your hands a lot, right? Then biomedical engineering is a profession that you want to look into. Okay. So we talked about earlier a little bit about medical devices. So what are medical devices? You can see some medical device in this slide, right? Like on the left-hand side is X-ray machines, right? And also defibrillator at the top that try to revive patient when patient has an heart attack or whatever. And then at the lower right-hand corner are infant incubators that when preterm babies are born, they usually are put into this incubator until they grow strong enough to go home with the mothers. So the program is we try to integrate hands-on learning together with a theory. That's what the strength of BCIT is. It's a 2-year full-time diploma of technology program. After you graduate, you will become a biomedical engineering technologist. It's 2 years, and every year there are 2 academic terms, 15 weeks academic terms. But it's not just 15 weeks per academic term, but also there's one term that will be a little bit longer. It's 20 weeks, which I'll talk about later. So during the academic term is 30 contact hours per week. About 40% are laboratory. So you go in the lab, you sort of try it out. What is a defibrillator? You can apply a shock to some dummy load, and you can look up the waveform or whatever. You can open up the unit, you look at what is inside, etc. So those are medical device labs. So every week there are 30 contact hours, including laboratories. So what are contact hours? Contact hours are lectures, laboratory, tutorials. Basically, those are the three different types of contact hours. And also, every year, right, in starting April, middle of April to end of May, we have a 5-week short term, which we call skills development term. So in year 1, you have the skills development term. That 5 weeks is broken down into quite a number of different workshops that student will learn about, say, simple mechanical skills, how to use a drill press, some power tools, how to select the appropriate tools like screwdrivers, spanners, and whatever. So those are called mechanical skills. Also, we have other specialized skills like learning how to do 3D printing and scanning, recognizing different type of materials and using what different type of adhesive suitable for that type of materials. Of course, soldering skills, circuit simulation, etc. So those are what we call skill development in year 1. So it's a very fun 5 weeks duration. No exams, no tests. Basically, you learn and then you practice your hand skills. And in the last academic term, there's a capstone projects. So students will actually start in year 2, early year 2, around this time. They will try to pick and choose a project. A project is oftentimes a sort of medical device related type of project. So a student choose a project. They may come up with their own idea, whatever, and then they use the last term of the 2 years to design, build, and then validate a project. And also there's a 5-week practicum. Next slide, please. So talking about project, these are some projects that students have done in the past, and these are all award-winning projects. So we, like 2008, 2012, 2017, well, we almost every year when students put in there using the project to enter into engineering design competition, we always win a prize or 2. So these are all winning projects. I'm not going to get into detail of this project, but just spend a little bit of time. Next slide, please. On the most recent one. Okay, well, we missed this particular one. Okay, so the last year, well, this year, 2023, a team of students used the project to enter into an engineering design competition. Actually, they won 2 out of 4 prizes in this engineering competition, together with UBC, UA, Simon Fraser University, etc. So what they have done is, sorry, I missed the slide here, but what they have done is they designed and built a proximity detector that mounted on the wheelchair, which allowed the wheelchair user, which is often quadriplegic, they cannot turn their head around or whatever, to detect what is behind them. So if there's something that is approaching them fast, or when they are backing up the wheelchair, they will notice what is behind them. So they are using using ultrasound transducer or sensors, and with microcontrollers to end up in a display in front of them to show them what is behind the wheelchairs. So they won 2 awards, right? One is the Peer Choice Award, which they show it to the users, and the users consider this is a very useful, practical device that they can use. At the end of the 2nd year, the last 5 weeks is what we call industry practicum. So every student are required as part of the curriculum to work for 5 weeks in an industry setting. Industry setting can be hospital, can be medical devices company, and they will be assigned tasks similar to an entry-level technologist. So they will be applying what they have learned, and then try to accomplish real-life tasks. And hopefully will actually help the company, hospital, and whatever to do some tasks that normally an entry-level biomedical engineering technologists will be doing. And we have many practicum sites in BC and across Canada. Next slide, please. So this list is just a sample of the many practicum sites that we have. So if you look over the list, beginning, Stryker, Rostrom, Keras, those are what we call medical device design and development, research and development companies, which are all local. And then move further down, GE Healthcare, Philips, right, Canon, these are some big multi-international companies, and they take our students for practicum. And most of them, well, the practicum student depend on the work requirement at that time. They may involve in some installation, like installing a CT scanner, or doing PMs, doing some repairs, troubleshooting, whatever on these medical device technology. And then move further down, there are many, many hospitals. So, and you know, this hospital is not just in the Lower Mainland, that they may be in Prince George, maybe in the interior, Kelowna, and also across Canada. So we have sites in Ontario, not Atlantic provinces, in Manitoba, in Saskatchewan, etc. So these sites, like students will go there for 5 weeks. We gave options for students to pick and choose where do they want to go. Most of you, if you want to look into getting into BCIT, well, I think the main reason is you want to actually get a job after you finished. So what are the job opportunities after you graduate from the Biomedical Engineering Technology program at BCIT? So basically, these jobs are, I would classify into a number of clusters. Service and support, which is primary hospital or company that are doing service and support. For example, General Electric, they have a big service team that after they supply or after they install these medical devices in the hospital, they will be looking after, at least at the beginning during the warranty, right? The installation, not just the installation, but also make sure that the device are working properly. So those are considered service and support sector. When you work in the hospital as a biomedical engineering technologist, it's only, well, a lot of people think they will be sitting on the bench doing repairs or troubleshooting on devices. Actually, it's not really. It's only, I would say, maybe 30% of the time are doing service support and doing PMs on the equipment. They are doing more, which later on we have a guest speaker come from the hospital. We'll talk to you more about what are the jobs in the hospital when you're biomedical engineering technologists in the hospital. Yeah. Another sector is research and development, like you work in, say, Stryker or Keras, Mobile, you will be as a team member in the research and development team, which you may be assigned some tasks in doing some small design and development, and then will be coming up with some new device and technology. Or you may be assigned as a sort of a clinical specialist that you'll be placed in, say, a hospital when they are trying to deploy a new device, right? Doing clinical trial in the hospital, you may follow the equipment to collect information so as to bring back to the research and development team to improve their technology. Device manufacturing, there are some device manufacturing company in town. So some of our grad will work in those, are working in those companies, but most of them are not actually doing hands-on, right, assembly, but they will be charged in terms of the quality assurance in the production line, making sure that the production is according to GMP, right, good manufacturing practice, and qualify for the regulatory approval. And then sales and marketing. Although this is not usually jobs for fresh grads, but some of our grads, after working for a number of years in different sectors, they may enter into this particular cluster of jobs, which they will be going to support, market the devices, which like they need to know actually all the technical details and whatever in the marketing team to support the sales and marketing. The last group is further studies. Our program is a diploma program, especially for high school students. They came in, they get a diploma. They may, after they finish, want to further studies to get into some, to learn more and also to get a high credential. In terms of the further study, we try to facilitate our graduates to get into degrees, to get into learning more in engineering. So we have identified some streams, for example, the management stream, that our student can get a bachelor degree in technology management at BCIT. and then BCIT has an agreement with Simon Fraser University. They can jump sort of into the second year of the MBA program. So you can eventually, in the management area, you can get a master degree, MBA degree, after finishing this diploma program. And the beauty of this is this Bachelor in Technology Management is a part-time study degree. So what it means is grads, after they finish the 2 years, they can start working, earning some money, pay off your debt and whatever, right? But they can take this part-time study degree, right? They may take 2 courses, 3 courses at a time, and then eventually get a bachelor degree. And eventually, if they want, they can get a master degree. Similar in the engineering stream, there's a degree of technology in electronics at BCIT. So students can join this degree doing part-time, or if they want, they can do full-time, right? Which will get them to finish this degree in 2 or 3 years' time, right, at BCIT. So they can work as well as study to get a bachelor degree, and they eventually can apply to become a professional engineers after finishing the degree. And also for some students that came in already as a bachelor degree, we have quite a number of students that get into UBC, the Master of Engineering program at UBC, so that they will get a Master of Engineering degree. So we have currently, I think, 2 students that are in that particular Master of Engineering degree at UBC. This is a survey that is, this is actually a little bit outdated. We have the newest one coming out, 2000 up to 2022 graduate survey. So BCIT survey sent out survey questionnaires to graduate, like about a year after they graduated. So the most recently posted is the 2021. If you are interested, you can go to the BCIT Biomedical Engineering Program website, go to graduating, and there's a link to the latest survey. So you can find those information like how happy they are, do they find the education, the curriculum, help them to get the job, how relevant it is. Medium hourly wage, I think this is sort of outdated, quite outdated, because they are fresh graduate, like earning way more than $30 an hour, especially if they are working in the public sector.
We're going to go to Brian.
Yeah, okay. So Brian graduated from our program, and he is going to talk about what is the job about, what is job life like when you work in a hospital, which is by far most of our grads, I would say 60% of our grads are working in the hospital sector. Okay, Brian?
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Brian Lee. I'm one of the senior lead technologists in Lower Mainland Biomedical Engineering Department. To be specific, my role is Regional Education Coordinator. We go by multiple nicknames. People call us BMETs, Biomeds, Biomedical Engineering Technologists, but we mostly stick with Biomeds. So yeah, to give you my background information, I graduated from BCIT Biomed program in 2015. I did my summer job in Victoria General Hospital, and did my practicum work placement a year after in SickKids Hospital in Toronto, Ontario. But right after the graduation, I immediately started working for the Victoria General Hospital for Vancouver Island Health Authority. And I worked there until 2019. So I worked there for 4 years and moved to Lower Mainland Biomedical Engineering Department in Vancouver General Hospital for additional schooling. Like what Anthony said, I'm currently in school for BCIT Technology Management Program, and just to promote and for more career advancement opportunities. So currently I worked as a technologist for Vancouver General Hospital for 2 years, then got promoted into the leadership position, which I am sitting right now, education coordinator. So what does a biomed do in the hospital? Like, what do we actually do? So LMBME, we we go by LMBME, Lower Mainland Biomedical Engineering Department. We are responsible for the life cycles of the medical devices. So our department covers hundred thousands of medical devices in use throughout more than 30 healthcare facilities throughout the Lower Mainland. And it goes all the way up to Powell River, Bella Coola, and all the way east to Chilliwack, Abbotsford region. So anywhere in between, we cover the services. And what services do we offer? So the screen that we are seeing right now, it gives you the life cycle, and that is basically the services that we cover. So planning and procurement. So when the doctors are purchasing a new devices, as a biomed, we provide the technical consultations and evaluations, doing implementations and installations in the hospital upon the purchase. And we also do preventive maintenance, which is yearly checks, just like our microwaves at home or your cell phones that you use, medical devices break down, right? So in order to prevent that, we perform preventive maintenance yearly basis and also do repairs. And of course, we do lots of performance management. What that means is we investigate any incidents that happen to the patients or could possibly happen to the patients. And we also conduct upgrades and updates in order to make the medical devices up to date. For example, cybersecurity or any patients or customer needs that they are asking for. And when the time comes, our medical devices get old and they get buggy, of course. So we are also involved in decommissioning and disposals of medical devices. And like I said, it's a life cycle. So we are back to the planning and purchasing phase. So it's an ongoing circle. So yeah, in Lower Mainland Biomedical Engineering Department, we have approximately 180 technologists, and we have hired approximately 30 new hires for the past 2 years. Generally, healthcare industry, we have a very high demand for the past few years, and we expect that to continue for the next few years. Just the department itself, you're always learning about new and emerging technologies. Like as we all know, technology always evolves, and medical technology also evolves, and that also leads to new medical devices, new features on the medical devices. So there's always a continuous learning in our industry. The job itself requires a creative problem solving, thinking outside of the box, trying to make the most out of our limited public funding. Since we are in the public healthcare sector, we are funded by the government. So within that limited resources, we really maximize our troubleshooting and do our best to solve the problems and fix the devices for the patients and for the doctors and nurses, basically. Like Anthony said, it's a very good mix of a biology knowledge and your technical and hands-on skills. They really go hands in hands. We are definitely not a frontline patient care. We don't work on the patients. We don't work on any blood or bodily fluids, but in fact, we are in the back scene where we provide a technical supports to the nurses and the doctors so that they can safely conduct their job, perform their jobs and conduct any patient cares. So that being said, it is very rewarding. Just the fact that you know that you're contributing to the community and to the healthcare, that is a very rewarding feeling, at least for me. And if you think about it, with our technical knowledge, it is a customer service based job. We work alongside with other professionals like physicians, nurses, and other technologists like radiation technologists in serving our patients and clients. Yeah, like I said, it's a very rewarding career with a defined benefit pension plans, with excellent work-life balance. As a biomedical engineering technologist, our hours are pretty solid, Monday to Friday, 7 to 3, 8 to 4 kind of job. So, which is very rare in healthcare industries, to be honest. So you have a very good work-life balance, work-life harmony, and we do have an option on-call or overtime hour opportunities. So if you'd like to make additional income, there's also an opportunity for that. And Anthony briefly covered this. The starting wage for a biomed in the healthcare is $36. It's been updated recently. So imagine if you finish the program within 2 years and you get a job right away in the hospital and you'll be making $36 right off the bat. Very good investment. In terms of educations and trainings, we provide during the employment. So it's a continuous growth for you. And there are lots of professional development opportunities within the organizations. So, and looking at my career, I've only worked for Vancouver General Hospital for 2 years. I mean, I worked 4 years on the island, but for Vancouver General, I only worked for 2 years, but then I got promoted into the leadership position. So looking at that, opportunities for the advancement to the supervisors or lead technologists or even the management roles are also present. And just to wrap it up, from a former student's perspective, BCIT BMed program really sets you up and gets you ready for the job. I felt really ready in terms of technical skills, communication skills, and just person-to-person interaction skills as well, right? So, and like I said, I started my career on the island, and frankly, I started in a small site without any supervision, and I remember I didn't really have any difficulties performing my task, and that really shows that I was really ready for the job after graduation. Yeah, that's basically what I can deliver to you. Before going into the video, I'll share some information on our chat box. Vancouver General Hospital Biomed Department is hosting an open house on November 1st. So if you're interested, check out the chats. I'll leave the information. But Julie, I'll leave the video with you. Thank you, everyone.
Very good. You can start for
From defibrillators, ultrasound machines, to ventilators, medical devices play a vital role in modern healthcare. Quite simply, they save lives. Which is why it's so crucial to keep these devices working at their best. That's our job. As biomedical engineering technologists, we are the unsung heroes of healthcare, working behind the scenes to assess, implement, and repair a wide range of medical devices, including X-ray machines, pacemakers, and renal dialysis machines. In hospitals, technologists have the opportunity to work with exciting technologies that are revolutionizing healthcare, including medical imaging devices and robotics. It's a career designed for technology enthusiasts. Collaboration is essential in biomedical engineering. We work in interdisciplinary teams to tackle complex challenges and drive innovation to create impactful solutions. Biomedical engineering technologists also enjoy the unique advantage of contributing to the healthcare system without directly facing the pressures of frontline work. And that means more autonomy, allowing professionals to work independently in an environment that fosters learning and personal growth. So, if you're looking for a career that allows you to make a real difference in people's lives while working with cutting-edge technology, then consider a career as a biomedical engineering technologist.
Thank you, Brian. And I saw you in the video. Nice cameo.
Yeah, thank you.
And back to Anthony.
Yeah, so thanks, Brian. Yeah, also Brian will be staying at the end, towards the end, and then he can answer any questions if you have. So coming back to the program, if you are interested in joining BCIT Biomedical Engineering Technology in September 2024, we only have one intake per year. So the next intake is September 2024. So there are two application deadlines. Now, right now, the application is already open. The first deadline is middle February, and we collected all the application and will be offering acceptance to some seats, right? A number of seats to people who apply and qualify. And then the second deadline is May 15th. So at that time, whoever is not accepted but qualified at the end of the first deadline, the application will be rolled over to the remaining applications. So May 15 will review all the application, and then we'll offer all the seats in our program for September 2024. So the application is quite straightforward. You just need to go to our website and then look at first of all, look at the entrance requirement. Basically is math 12, physics 12, chemistry 11, and then English, math 12. And so if you are qualified, if you have met the minimum requirement, you can put in the application. And then there are some forms that you need to fill out, right? Questionnaire, some self-assessment form, etc. And then you just need to submit it, document in PDF file. And that will complete your application. Of course, we will need to check your transcript or whatever. And once your application is in, and then met all the minimum entrance requirement, it will go to the program, and the program will try to review them and select whoever is deemed the most like the best or will be we consider will be able to be successful in our program. And you will probably get the you'll get the notice by sort of early June whether or not you will be accepted. So I already talked about the entrance requirements. So English 12, pure calculus or math 12, chemistry 11, and physics 12. Those are the academic minimum requirements. And there's you need to do CAPSPER, which is an online sort of scenario based, right? Basically to check how you react in different type of circumstances and scenarios. So you shouldn't be worried about this, because most of our students has no problem going through that. So this is an online sort of test. And then you need to fill out physical requirement form, some questionnaire, and then let us know what you have been immunized for, because this is considered a healthcare job. If you work in a hospital, right? For example, right now, if you work in a hospital, want to work in a hospital, the hospital requires you to have certain type of immunization, for example, TB or whatever. So you don't need to be immunized, but you need to let us know what immunization you have, and throughout the 2 years, we'll advise you what immunization you need to take in order to prepare you to work in the healthcare environment. I sort of talked about the admission process already. So the admission is all online, right? So you need just to follow the admission guidelines, what you need to submit, what forms you need to fill out and send it to us. But mind you, pay attention to the deadlines, right? February 15 is the first deadline. So if you want to get admitted early, so put your application in before February 15. Otherwise, you have to wait until May 15 or like early June to hear whether or not you will be accepted.
Hi, Anthony. Because we're running a bit tight for time, and I really want the people that are here in attendance to be able to ask questions of our student and our graduate. I'm going to just be really brief with the next couple of slides. BCIT has student support success initiatives and departments, from an on-campus clinical service, gym, Indigenous initiatives, financial aid, All of this will be sent to you in the slide deck with links, and you can take your time and look through them. If you need to see a program advisor, please telephone, Zoom, in-person, email, just email them. Go to that link, bcit.ca/advising, and set up an appointment. Lastly, follow us on social media. We post regularly, find out what our students are doing, what our staff is doing, and what our team is doing out there, as well as these are the links to connect with us further in the future. I'm going to open it up now to our Q&A portion.
So are there any questions you want to ask? Don't be shy, just either type it in or turn on your mic. So I just want to echo Julie, like she didn't have time to go over, right? We have at BCIT, we have a lot of services and programs to help students to be successful. So when you get accepted into the biomedical engineering, right, you become the family, sort of, right, in biomedical engineering. We want you to be successful. Not only you will be successfully passing all the courses and being graduated, but we want you to grow, and we want you to be able to get your first job. So we have a lot of information. We have a strong tie with the industry. If they have job opening, they will let us know. The practicum is a good way for students to actually go to work in the real industry. And all these practicum sites has our grads working there. So it's not just the practicum site, but they are potential employers. And compared to universities and some other places, right, BCIT is focusing teaching and education. So all our faculty, instructors are primary, the job is for teaching. So our offices are always open. We have scheduled office hours for students to just walk in to talk to the instructor if they have questions or whatever.
And with that, I'd like to thank Anthony for his wonderful presentation. Thank you, Catherine, for taking the time to attend, and as well as Brian. That was really insightful, and we appreciate it, and it was recorded, and we'll be able to share it with everyone in the future, and it'll be on our website as well. If you do have any questions, I'm sure Anthony was okay to stay for a few extra minutes, and you can ask. So we'll stay on the line, but until then, just thank you for everybody that attended and to all of the presenters.
Also, well, if you think about any other question after this session, you can always contact me. My phone number, my emails are all posted on BCIT website. So feel free to give me a shout, right? Or arrange a visit to our program, right? Attend, maybe shadow some student, attend some courses, and also visit our labs, etc. So you're welcome to do that. Thank you.
Danny asked a question. How did this program tie into the UBC program? And I'm not sure if you're referencing this program in particular or a biotech program.
Okay, so, well, if you're talking about biotech program, biotechnology is very different from biomedical engineering. So biotechnology is primarily like doing a lot of lab-based work, right? BCIT has biotechnology program at BCIT, as well as they have linkage to the UBC biotechnology program as well. If you're talking about biomedical engineering technology at BCIT, compare with UBC, like it's very different. So their focus is very different. As I mentioned earlier, right? The biotechnology program is at the biomedical engineering program at UBC is a bachelor degree program, and they are broad-based, right? There are lots of courses, for example, growing tissues, growing infrastructure and then doing cellular analysis, probing into the genetics, right? So those are biomedical engineering, but that's not what BCIT, our program, is about. Our program is focused in medical devices and technology, or medical equipment, right? Like X-ray machines, MRI, heart monitors, like these type of medical devices.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We do have to close the session now as we're nearing our time. Again, thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Have a good evening.